All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Creve Coeur Arena, where the St. Peter's takes on the St. Louis Rockets. Face-off controlled by St. Peter's. They head now the Rockets to field, heading the other way. He gets back checked. Now Sullivan with the puck. Shot from the field at the point. Brown skating around, trying to get it back on center, and they lose it. Now the field sends it back, but St. Peter's is right there to pick it up. Back to English. And St. Peter's steals the puck. It's head the other way. DeField's there. And DeField does get him stopped. Puck ends up back in DeField's hands behind the net. He skates up. Intercepted by St. Peter's. They got somebody right in front of the goal. But they can't quite get there. Can't get anything. Can't get a shot off anyway. Now it's held at the blue line. Sullivan chases after it. Now O'Hara circles behind the net, loses the puck. DeBro loses the puck. Then it's sent up. No call there on Repa. St. Peter's, he gets the puck and is heading back the other way now. Stopped at the blue line by O'Hara. Sent back deep towards Repa. Now O'Hara again pinches up. Then St. Peter's sends it into the neutral zone. Malin Smith is right there. He flicks it back over towards O'Hara, who crosses the blue line, passes it up to DeBro. DeBro skates in and shoots it, and that'll be covered by St. Peter's for a face-off inside of St. Peter's zone. Now Salmon's in at center. Settle check on the right wing. DeField on defense. Hansen's the other wing. DeField sends it towards the net. It goes wide right. Mongi on defense for the other defender. Now DeField crosses the blue line. He's going to try and shoot it, and he does. It goes off the right post. And centered again by DeField. But then lost. St. Peter's is centered the other way. Salmons picks up the puck. Salmons tries to get it out of the zone. And Monty's going to get called for a roughing. All right, face-off won by St. Peter's. Sent back to the point. He tries to shoot it, gets held up in front. Now English. The Rockets trying to get out of the zone. St. Peter's keeps it right there. Hansen to Repa. Then back to the point, they shoot again. And Watson covers. .51 seconds left in the penalty kill for the Rockets. Face-off controlled by the Rockets. Sullivan spins it into the blue line, passes into the neutral zone, St. Peter's with a shot and a goal over the top of Watson to go up 1-0 here with 7:50 left in the first period. That'll end the power penalty kill. Face off. Back to St. Peter's, who sends it into the neutral zone. Rockets chasing after Brown. Skates into the St. Peter's guy. Now the Rockets lose the zone and are offsides. The field in on offense, or on defense, I'm sorry. DeBro, O'Donnell, and Repa on the wing. Mongi, the other defender, sends it up into the neutral zone. Now DeBro, so O'Donnell. Now Mongi, who sends it in deep again, no offsides. Repa chases after, he ends up with the puck right in front of the net, shot. And goal. Repa with the goal there. That'll tie the score with 6:51 left in the first period. Sullivan, Boschert, and Brown in on offense. Ing and English on defense. St. Peter's immediately into the zone. They've got somebody in front of the net. They center it, but deflect it out in front. Now Boschert. He tries to flip it up. St. Peter's back with the puck again. In the slot, they shoot. It gets deflected out in front by Ing. Another shot from the point. St. Peter's in control of the puck again. Now Sullivan gets tripped, but they don't call it. Puck bounces in front of the net, and Watson covers. Malin Smith and O'Hara in on defense. Got Hansen, Salmons, and Sedlicek in on offense. Salmons on the draw. Controlled by St. Peter's. Battle of the boards there. Hansen comes out with it for a second. And it ends up back the other way. Malin chasing over, sends it over to O'Hara. O'Hara reverses direction. And that'll be icing on St. Peter's. 5:18 left in the first period. Salmon's on the draw. Ends up back at the point. O'Hara, he sends a shot. Gets deflected out in front, goes to the right. St. Peter's collects the puck up, sends it up. Malin Smith on the blue line. He sends it deep again. And the puck follows out back over on net to Watson, who covers. DeBro on left wing now. Mongie, Malin Smith in on defense. Nope, that's DeField, sorry. Centered. Repa trying to get it past the blue line. A couple Rockets battling over there. St. Peter's holds it at the point. Now DeField sends it up. And now Repa again. Repa centers, but nobody there for Rockets. St. Peter's picks up the puck and is heading back the other way. The Bros hanging out up in front. Rockets make a pass to him. Now heading back the other way. English there. Now DeBro skating with some speed. Heads through the zone. Tries to center it. O'Donnell's right there. But can't get a shot off. Now St. Peter's is heading back the other way. Yang with a nice little stick to slow St. Peter's down. Now Boschert heads back in. Everybody's on sides. Shot deflected out in front, and then I think not sure who got the goal there, but the Rockets got the trash picked up by either Brown or Sullivan, I think. And that'll put the Rockets up 2-1 with 2:51 left in the first period. English and Ing on defense. Boschert, Sullivan, and Brown in on offense. There's the face-off. Sent in by St. Peter's into the zone. English with the puck. Passes it up to Brown. Can't quite connect there. Now St. Peter's right in front of the goal. A little backhand shot that's covered by Watson. .209 left. Salmon's in at center. Face off, one back to Malin Smith, who skates it up into the neutral zone. He's going fast. He's all by himself. He makes a shot, deflected off the goalie. Oops. Salmons gets over there, and Malin Smith Now Salmon's in front of the net, but can't get his shot off. He's got Hansen in front of the net. Now Hansen skates over. Malin Smith. Now Salmons gets a little shot out in front, but it's deflected by the goalie.
Yeah, start him. Nice job.
Malin Smith sends it deep again.
Nice job, Will.
Will rushes over, holds the blue line. Great work. Sends it back deep again. Now O'Hara sends it to Malin Smith, who sends it deep again. Salmon's in front of the net. Shot. O'Hara then shoots it again. Shot by DeBro. Bounces off the net. Shot by DeBro. Deflected off the net, or off the leg of the goalie. And the Rockets lose the zone. Mongi in on defense now. He skates behind the net. Passed up to O'Donnell, and then offsides on St. Peter's. 2 seconds left in the period. Face-off won by the Rockets, and that'll end the period. We'll start off the second here. Second period here. Bosher, Brown, and Sullivan. Mongi into field. In on defense. Face off. Controlled by the Rockets. Sullivan now with the puck. Sends it into the zone. Bostert's right there behind him. Sends it deeper. Mongi sends it back. Brown picks it up. Now St. Peter's crosses the line. St. Peter's loses the puck, keeps it in the zone though. The field sends it into the zone. Now Sullivan. Sullivan's got Brown. He makes a pass to the center. And the Rockets can't quite get that second shot off right in front of the net. They had two guys there. Now Mongi sends it deep again, but intercepted by St. Peter's. Mongi steps up though, keeps it in again. Sends it across even deep into the zone. Brown chases after it. Mongi keeps it in again. Or wait, that one was DeField. Now O'Donnell in the game. Pass to DeField. Shot from DeBro. Deflected out in front. A lot of energy right now in the room. Rockets trying to get somebody. They center. Backhand by Repa. Deflected. Now Ing sends it in towards the net. Rockets now in the slot with a shot. Bounces off the defender and off the goalie, but doesn't go in the goal. Now St. Peter's clears the zone, and the Rockets can't get on sides fast enough before Ing sends it back in for a Rockets offsides. Now Salmon's in on at center. Hansen settled a check in on the wingers with English and Ingen on defense. Face off one to Hansen. Now settle a check. He's trying to keep it in. English sends it towards the net. Hansen's right in front of the net. Does a little backhand shot, and then the goalie covers. 9:27 left in the second period. Face-off controlled by St. Peter's. They enter the neutral zone. English right there. They got two guys. Now Ing skates over. Sedlicek sends it around the horn. Ing picks it up, sends it back the other way.
Let's go, Rockets!
Now pass ends up right in front of their net. English is right there, sends it into the neutral zone. Rockets get new forwards in. Boschert, Brown, and Sullivan. Now St. Peter's in the slot, but gets deflected outside. Boschert in the corner. He flips it off the boards to Brown. Brown sends it up into the neutral zone. Could be an icing on the Rockets with 7:57 left in the second period. Boschert on the face-off. St. Peter's sends it back deeper, though. Now, Rockets have some numbers going the other way, but get slowed down. Now Brown with the puck. Skates in the zone. Centers it. Now Boschert from the slot. Shot and covered by the goalie of St. Peter's. That'll get them going. O'Hara in on defense. Shot right off the face-off. Covered by the goalie. DeBro with the shot. Covered, and we'll have another face-off in the same spot. Repa, DeBro, and O'Donnell in on offense. Face off won by the Rockets. DeBro is teeing up for another shot there. Malin Smith rips one from the point. Goes around the side of the net. DeBro. Sent up O'Hara. O'Hara loses the blue line but gets the puck. Sends it back across for an icing. Or I'm sorry, for an offsides. .7:13 left in the second period. Malin Smith skates over. Tries to send it deep, but gets held at the blue line by St. Peter's. They head the other way, but Rockets have numbers going back. O'Hara picks up the puck, sends it back into the neutral zone. St. Peter's picks it up again. Now Repa's got a chance, but loses the puck to St. Peter's, who heads back the other way. It's going to be offsides on the Rockets. Salmon's in at center with Hansen and Sedlicek. Face off controlled by the Rockets. Now St. Peter's. Ooh. Now Sedlicek throws a little shot in. Goalie's going to cover. They do have a new goalie now. If they just do switch them back and forth, but this goalie's a little bit smaller, but I don't know if that makes any difference. Rockets get a new line. Monge to field in on defense. Sullivan, Brown, and Boschert in on offense. Brown, Sullivan to Brown. And it's going to be covered by St. Peter's goalie. 5:47 left in the second period. Face off. Rockets shot wide right. Rockets win the face off, then get a shot. Ends up going wide right back. Monge sends it towards the net, but it's deflected out in front by St. Peter's. The Rockets offsides there. Face off controlled by the Rockets. Monge sends it in deep again. St. Peter's gets it and flips it back into the zone. They were like offsides maybe, but now Brown with the puck. He's got some room. He skates up. He's on the horse. Here he goes. He's get a shot off. Oh, back check by St. Peter's. Catches up with him. Oh, Brown was right there again, ready for the puck, but St. Peter's steals it, heads into the neutral zone. Now Boschert passes it up to Sullivan, who misses the puck there. Now St. Peter's 2-on-2. It's going to be a trip on Rockets. St. Peter's from the point. Shot. Wide left. Not sure why they blew the whistle on that. They had the penalty up, but then it's going to be 4:26 left in the second period. St. Peter's is going to go on a penalty play here. Power play, sorry, for 1:30 with 4:25 left in the second period. Face off. Sent back to the Rockets goalie, Watson, who covers. Face off back to St. Peter's in the slot. They try to get a shot off, but can't get there. Rockets get a lot of sticks in there. Now Repa's heading the other way. Now O'Donnell sends it into the neutral zone. The Rockets pestering. And shot goes wide left. Watson didn't even get a chance to touch it. Now back to the point. St. Peter's sends the shot really pass. Again held in by St. Peter's. DeField keeps slamming the puck, but it ends up back in the point's hands. Now a shot. Blocked by Watson. St. Peter's behind the net. They center it again, but English is right there to intercept that pass. And again, St. Peter's keeps it in the zone. Now DeField in the corner. He sends it up the boards to Repa, but it goes back to that same defender who sends it over to the other point. There's a shot or a pass over to the winger who was right in front of the net. That was a shot this time. Now the penalty's over. Sullivan's back in, or Sullivan's in. St. Peter's gets the puck, heads back the other way. Shot wide left. Passed up to Boschert. Boschert tries to get a shot off, does a little backhand. Brown's right there trying to get it in. Centered. O'Hara keeps it in, sends it over to Ing. Ing slams it down deep. Rockets assaulting the goalie here, and they get a goal. Sullivan passes up to Boschert for the goal. You knew one of them was going to go in eventually, the way that the Rockets were pestering the goalie there. Two minutes left in the second. And the Rockets get a new front line here, so that'll check Salmons and Hansen. Salmons wins the faceoff to Hansen. Now back to Malin Smith. He sends it over to O'Hara. Kicks it off his skate and then skates up to the red line. Should send it deep. And offsides on the Rockets. Face off. It's going to be, that was offsides, but they didn't call it. Salmons gets two shots, but both deflected. And then Sedlicek gets the goal. That'll send the Rockets up 4-1 with 1:16 left in the second period here. Now Hansen looking for some help. And offsides on the Rockets. Repa, O'Donnell, and DeBro in on offense. Mongi and DeField come in on defense. Face off controlled by the Rockets. They try to send it into the zone. Now DeField enters the zone. He loses the puck and the Rockets lose the zone. Mongi sends it across the ice. Repa tries to get there but loses, can't quite get there, but now Repa passes it up to DeField. And that'll end the second period with the Rockets up 4-1. Sullivan, Boschert, and Brown in on offense here. Boschert taking the draw. It's like Mongi and DeField in on defense. 12 minutes left in the game. Puck back in the neutral zone. Sullivan's chasing after it. He centers it to Brown. Brown's right in front of the net. It's taken out. Looks like Sullivan ends up with the goal. I know Brown was in the crease for a little bit, but he got out right before the goal went in. They get 5-1 with 11:39 left in the game. So in 21 seconds, they made that goal happen. Face off. Rockets. Into the neutral zone, now offsides on the Rockets. O'Donnell with the face-off. Back to Repa. Repa sends it deep into the zone. Ends up getting deflected out in front, though. DeBro with the shot. Deflected. Now DeBro in front of the net again. Tries to get a shot. Ing steps up. She sends it towards the net, and it's covered by St. Peter's goalie. Face-off controlled by the Rockets. DeBro sends a shot towards the net, and the goalie glove save covers. Glove save and holds. Face-off. Again, won by the Rockets. DeBro sends it deep into the corner. Repa's going after it. English pinches up, keeps it in. And DeBro helps him out there. Ing sends it towards the net. Defender right in front of the goal gets it. Doesn't get through to the goalie. Now English holds the blue line twice and 3 times. St. Peter's just keeps pounding the puck up at him. And O'Donnell comes up with it. He gets it deep. Then a shot by DeBro immediately. Goes across the net. Then Ing steps up and gets a shot. Now Salmon's in. The goal almost goes in. And they're going to call Salmons with the tripping. It's going to bring the face-off to the other end of the ice now with a penalty kill now for the Rockets. Minute 30 penalty with 9:51 left in the game. Face off. Hansen sends it back to Sullivan. Sullivan. Another immediate shot. Watson blocks it, and then the puck falls out in front. Now battle in the corner. The Rockets come up with it, trying to get it out of the zone though. Sullivan up to Hansen. Hansen sends it across, and they do clear the zone. And now settle a check after it. Now St. Peter's heads back the other way. He's got one man to beat. They've got 3-on-1. And good job, Mongi. Or no, Sullivan. Now Brown skates through the neutral zone. Makes a pass to Boschert. Boschert now with the puck, skates around a guy. He's going to get a shot here. He goalie makes a great save. Now St. Peter's headed back the other way. He's got a break here. O'Hara pushes him outside. No, that was Sullivan, sorry. Malin Smith steps up. Now from the slot, they try to flick a shot. That was O'Hara. Now to Field in the corner. He sends it across the ice. Oh, stopped right in front. And then a shot, but it ends up trickling left and flipped in. Shot wide left, bounces off the back of the boards. 7:50 left in the game. Blue line held by St. Peter's. Now to Field with it. He's got 2 guys. He passes it up. power play is over. Shot saved by Watson. Now Monge behind the net. They got DeBro in the middle of the ice all by himself. Almost. St. Peter's makes a center pass, so they can't quite get a shot on net. A little luck on our side. Now the puck back in the neutral zone. And that's going to be offsides on St. Peter's. DeField and Monge in on defense. DeBro. Face-off controlled by the Rockets. Offsides on St. Peter's. O'Donnell, DeBro, Repa in on offense. Face-off controlled by the Rockets. Repa circles around, gets it into the neutral zone. Rockets back on sides. Monge sends it deep. Rockets chase. Center pass. Can't get a shot off though. Now St. Peter's heading the other way. O'Donnell with a nice back check. And it's going to be offsides on the Rockets. With 6:15 left in the third. Salmon's back in at center. Sedlicek and Hansen in on the wingers. Ing and English in on defense. Face off. Back to English. And now Sedlicek and Salmon send it into the zone and then get reversed back. Ing with a good stick. Now Sedlicek picks up the puck in front of the net, sends it up to Hansen, but he misses it. St. Peter's sends it softly back towards the blue line, but it's intercepted. Now English. There'll be offsides on Salmons and the Rockets. Sullivan, Brown, and Boschert back in on the line, first on the offense. Face-off controlled by the Rockets back to English. He sends it deep into the corner. St. Peter's chases after it and sends it up the side of the boards where English keeps it inside, sends it towards the center, but it's intercepted by St. Peter's, and the St. Peter's sends it to the, they got a fast break here. Shot saved by Watson. 5:05 left in the game. Watson with the big save. The Rockets get new D. O'Hara and Malin Smith come in. Face off, controlled by the Rockets. Now O'Hara skates up. He sends it into the neutral zone. Now Malin Smith picks it up in the corner. He's looking for somebody to pass it to and sends it off the boards to Sullivan. Sullivan sends it into the neutral zone. Now O'Hara picks it up and circles behind the net. Sullivan almost with the fast break. And then it's sent back the other way. St. Peter's chasing after it. Malin Smith there first, no icing. Malin Smith sends it up the boards. St. Peter's got a stick on it. Boschert over to Salmons. Salmons all by himself. His eyes are big. Shot and he misses it. Now sent back on net. The goalie's right there to cover it. And does so. So with 3:50 left in the game. Salmon's in at center. He sends it back to DeField, who throws it back in for offsides. 3:45 left in the game. Face off, Salmon's with it. He sends it deeper into the now DeField mashes it over. No, I'm sorry. That was not DeField. Mongi. DeField's on the other side. They send across the ice again. Mongi steps up. Loses the zone though, and now DeField's there. DeField stops it again, and now DeField's taking it all by himself. Offsides on the Rockets. With 2:58 left in the game. O'Donnell on the face-off. St. Peter's now chance here. Saved by Watson. Puck goes up over the top. And the Rockets get it back into the neutral zone. And then offsides on St. Peter's. 2:40 left in the game. Face-off won by the Rockets. Sent back to English. English skates it up and sends it in. They wave icing. Now St. Peter's heads the other way. Centered. And they do get a shot, but it doesn't go very far. Now from the point, they send it back deep again. Intercepted by the Rockets. DeBro right there. Now St. Peter's circles around again. They got another chance. And Watson covers with 1:59 left in the game. The Rockets send in a new line, as does St. Peter's. We got Brown, Sullivan, Boschert in on offense. Malin, Smith, O'Hara in on defense. Face off. Brown sends it into the neutral zone. Brown's got two here, Sullivan and Brown. Malin Smith at the point. He tries to send it deeper, but loses the puck there. No offside somehow. Center pass to Brown. Brown's trying to back in. He's trying to kick it. Now back to Malin Smith at the point. Malin Smith rips it. Bounces off of St. Peter's in front. And now St. Peter's is headed through the neutral zone. Another chance here. Watson lands on the puck there and keeps it from going in. Save Watson with 1:12 left in the third. Now Salmon's back in at center. Settle check On the wing, Salmons wins the faceoff. Hansen now with it. Rockets trying to get it out of the zone, and they do. And now Hansen heading the other way. Now Salmons. Now shot. Not sure who shot that, but get deflected off and sent over to the side of the boards. Now Hansen chases after it. Oh. Puck sent deep again by Monge. Now DeField pinches. Loses the zone. Now St. Peter's heading the other way. They got another chance here. They got two guys. Oh. No penalty. Kind of didn't see it. Passed up to Hansen. On the field's chasing. 2 seconds. And that'll end the game. The Rockets get a victory here today against St. Peter's. Watson lets one goal in, saves several good shots. And I have two more games today. We have a middle school game, or a B-League game right now coming up in Webster, and then we have a middle school game tonight at Webster, like 8:30. So if you're interested in one of those games, stay tuned. Thanks a lot. See you later.